keep going in chapter 27, or go back to chapter 27, verse 3, because I want to get into Judas. And it says in verse 3, "Then Judas, his betrayer, seeing he had been condemned, was remorseful and brought back the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders, saying, 'I have sinned by betraying innocent blood.'" Interesting. Everybody said Jesus was innocent. Did you notice that? Pilate said he was innocent. Judas said he was innocent. Pilate declared more than once, I find no charge to bring against him. Even his betrayer said, "I've betrayed innocent blood." And they said, what is that to us? You see to it. Verse 5, "Then he threw down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed." Keep going to verse 7. "And they consulted together, and they said, and together, and bought with them," that's those 30 pieces of silver, "the potter's field to bury strangers in." So that's what happened. Now let me read to you from Zechariah chapter 11, verses 12 and 13. It says this, "Then I said to them, 'If it is agreeable to you, give me my wages, and if not, refrain.' So they weighed out for my wages 30 pieces of silver. And the Lord said to me, 'Throw it to the potter, that princely price they set on me.' So I took the 30 pieces of silver and threw them into the house of the Lord for the potter." Zechariah 11, 12 and 13. You see, Zechariah saw Judas throwing the pieces of silver into the temple. He saw and prophesied by the hand of God that those pieces of silver would be gathered up and taken and used to buy a field to bury strangers in. And even the amount, 30 pieces of silver, was predicted by Jesus Christ. And amazing, it says in verse 9 something interesting. And by the way, this will help you understand what I've talked about so much. In chapter 27 of Matthew, in verse 9, it says, "Then was fulfilled what was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, 'They took the 30 pieces of silver.'" And if you notice, I said that's in Zechariah 11, verses 12 and 13. And immediately all the scoffers and the unbelievers and the people that don't like the Bible would say, "Isn't that a mistake? Didn't Matthew make a mistake?" But did you know that Matthew's Bible was in 3 parts? It was in the part that Moses wrote, the law, and then it was in all of the writings, and then it was the prophets. And the first book of the prophets was Jeremiah. And it was referred to as the scroll of Jeremiah. And so actually both are true. Zechariah in his prophecy recorded it, but Matthew found it in the scroll that starts with the book of Jeremiah. Remember how the Jewish scrolls worked, that they just copied nonstop, and it was it was without all the chapters and verse divisions as we do have, and it was just all the prophets in order, and the front one was Jeremiah. So it's amazing, even both parts, as it says in Luke 24:44, the law, the writings, and the prophets, and Jeremiah came first in the order of the prophetic verses. So the prophets were sometimes collectively referred to by his name.